joined today by my guest, Lauren Bowden. She's the office manager at Mosley Jarman. How are you doing, Lauren?
Yeah, really well, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you. I was just looking at your signature strip there, and it is absolutely dripping with awards. You're multi-award winning. Congratulations to you guys. You continue doing well, and you're using some fantastic tech as well to power your business. And I guess that's the reason we're talking today, specifically about one supplier, which is BriefYourMarket. So how long have you been using BriefYourMarket?
We've been using them for, gosh, it's a few years now. And they approached us actually way back when. So all of our canvassing and all of our marketing basically was done in-house. And I think we were quite guilty of putting it down at the bottom of the list of things to do. As much as it's important,
yeah,
it falls to the bottom when you've got many other things on your list. So they contacted us, and at first, as you do with most suppliers, you kind of think, oh, a bit of a sales call, probably not going to use it. But we had a similar conversation to you and I today, and sat down with them and thought, yeah, this is actually something that we could, get some use out of and take a lot of pressure off us in the office.
Because it is difficult, isn't it, as an estate agent? We're forced to wear many different hats, and you're not just marketeers, but you're also very often you're somebody's therapist. You are helping them through a very big move. You've got sales progression, you've got property management. It's endless, really. But
yeah,
to add on top of that you need to approach marketing in a consistent way, especially when you're time poor. It's a nightmare, and there are some of those companies out there that can help you.
Yes, yeah. I mean, as I say, when the market isn't so busy and you've got that time, it's fine. But like you say, it's the consistency and keeping on at those clients and making sure that your brand is out there all the time, monthly, to keep in their mind. It is difficult.
So with BriefYourMarket, what was their onboarding process like? How easy was it to start working with them?
So it was really simple, really simple. So one of the main things for us was that we wanted to start doing some more 2020s and canvassing cards. So before we came on with BriefYourMarket, that was all done in-house, printed on A4 paper. It wasn't good. I'll hold my hands up and say, it wasn't brilliant. So one of the main things that we wanted to get started up with was that. And I think it was Olivia who we started dealing with, who's still our case manager today. I speak with her on a monthly basis. She sat down with us and gave us all the templates, all the options that we could do. And, no matter how many times we would go back and tweak things, so we had it exactly how we wanted it. She'd never get fed up with us. She was always really helpful, and kind of gave us ideas as to things she'd seen work for other agents as well.
So we talk about what the key strengths of BriefYourMarket are for an agent like you. You've already answered that they take away a lot of that kind of marketing tasks and almost and sometimes the creative element of that as well. In terms of you having to do the heavy lifting in coming up with the ideas, and obviously that's there. I would normally then go on to sort of ask you about what their ongoing customer service is like, but what you've just told me kind of gives me the answer, because you've said that the person that onboarded you and never got tired of you during the onboarding process has also kept in touch with you this entire time on a monthly basis. So is that basically one of the key elements that has kept you with BriefYourMarket?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, as I say, Olivia kind of did everything with us at the start. She was really easy to deal with, which I think is so important, especially when there's a couple of different companies out there who offer this service. I think the main thing for me is I do a lot of the marketing, and I'm probably the one person that speaks to Olivia on such a regular basis, it was having that instant connection and feeling like I could have that conversation with her monthly, and it was an enjoyable experience rather than it being a chore. Because again, if it's a chore, you don't want to do it, you don't do it.
Yeah, and true, very true. And is that the same with sort of members of your team that had to deal with it, or is it more that it's just another thing that members of your team don't need to worry about because between you and Olivia, it kind of just takes over?
Yeah, I mean, me, as I say, Olivia and I, we speak monthly, and a lot of the communication is done through me. However, we've recently acquired another estate agency in a slightly different location, and they have kept all of the branding that they had. You know, we didn't want to change that to our branding, so they've also had many dealings with Olivia, and kind of, again, more recently doing the onboarding than we did, and they've had the exact same comments, that they found everything really, really simple. And I think, you know, there are other members of my team who do use the software to do the 2020s and the kind of the newsletters and the email campaigns, and they all find it really simple to use.
Well, let's just talk about the results of those campaigns. So the productivity that comes out of all of that, or the return on investment that agents always want to know, you know, is it bearing the fruits that you wanted it to in the first place? Is it doing what it meant to do in the first place? And are you actually gaining more instructions as a result of it?
I would say so. So obviously with canvassing, it's one of those things that it's hard to manage, just hard to get an idea as to how much business in, because you may drop something through someone's door today and they might not think of doing anything with it for 3 to 4 months. You know, it could sit there, they're happy on the market with the agent that they are with at the moment, but if things change, that result could come much later down the line. What is good with BriefYourMarket is they have on your portal, when you log in, you've got all your stats on there, so you can see, certainly from the email campaigns that we send out, you can actually see how many people it's driven to your website. So I think last quarter we had, I think it was over 600 people to our website, which is brilliant, because you think, would those people have chosen to click on there anyway? Probably not. And you know, looking at the stats, I think last quarter there was about 6 instructions and 7 valuations that actually came from those campaigns. So it was really promising to see that, you know, there's so many of these things you pay for and you don't know what you're getting out of it, and you don't know whether it's working, but it's there in black and white.
So I take it that you would recommend this to other agents, just not if they're your competitors on the same patch, right? Yeah,
we don't need that.
I guess that's one of the best accolades a supplier can get, that you like it so much that you don't want your competition to have it as well. So in terms of how you'd rate your overall experience with BriefYourMarket, if you sort of had to rate them out of 5, where do you think you'd put them?
I would say 5. I don't think there's anything that, you know, that sticks out that could be improved on. I think the communication for me, as I say, with being the main user on it, has been so important. And you know, we're an independent company. We've only got 3 offices, and for us it was really important to have a company helping us who also helped us to stay individual, rather than just, you know, blanket the same email across all the agents, as you say, in the area, because people don't want to read that. It's, you know, it's boring, and that just gets sent, that go in your spam, or you end up deleting and not reading. We didn't want to be another one of those. So I'd say that, you know, that aspect of it is certainly really been helpful to us.
That's fantastic. Lauren, I wish you and your team all the very best going forward. Continue to be award-winning, continue to be acquisitive. You seem to be doing amazing, so keep it up.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure.